Namaste, guys. Phoenix here. I hope you all are doing amazing. Thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My prayer for you is that you learn something either about your soul self, which is your divinity, your divine self, the divine light within you. That you learn about your spiritual powers, not spiritual powers, but your natural abilities, okay? I pray that you are able to distinguish between the wounded versions of you, the wounded pieces of you, and bring them home. That is my prayer for you all. I hope you all are doing amazing this Sunday. Happy Sunday. While I was in the meditation, I don't even want to call it a meditation. I was just sitting here contemplating the energy I was feeling. 1:11 on my timer, and the energy that I saw the alchemical symbol of the sun. Today is the Sunday, which is regarding the sun, and for me, this is all about your divinity, okay? This is all about the truth of what you are and how to bring that forward today. And in all of your doings throughout your whole entire lifetime, we inspired to live from our true space, okay? I'm trying to get my sage to burn. Sometimes they pack this sage so tight it won't burn. My dragon's blood. And so I have a message regarding how to get your prayers answered. And I'm going to start off by talking to you all about that. And I'm going to pull a few cards, a few oracle cards, a few tarot cards, to tap into the energy of that particular presence, okay? And so my guides are already here. Well, they always around me. And so just understand that you all are never alone, okay? Also, warning, sometimes I drop some F-bombs. My words can get a little bit fussy. Curse words. So if that isn't something you like, then you may want to just find someone else to watch. My words are not of offense. They are all for awakening. I operate for the good of all, harm to none. And so let me get right into the message that I got. So I want you to understand, when you are faced with energy, okay? I'm trying to explain this. I'm asking my guides to give me the words so that I can bring this into a space for where you are able to understand. Here at the TV, I'm watching football, okay? Look at turn down, but I don't feel like it's that loud, okay? And so you could be from Philadelphia, don't have to be. You could be from LA, don't have to be, but that's the game that's playing, okay? And so when you start feeling the energy of worry, the energy of fear, energies of lack, anything that is not of yours, you can tell, because you will feel like the energy is not right. You will feel off. And so you're going to need to get a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil, however, okay? And so you're going to need to sit down, and you're going to need to ground yourself. What I mean by grounding yourself, I mean by grounding yourself in your truth, grounding yourself in your divinity, grounding yourself in your light. I want you to understand, golden children, okay? You are so divine, so abundant, so beautiful, so joyous, so lovely, so good. I want you to understand your true nature. Your true nature is good. We've been projected upon to where we don't believe that we are good. And when you can't see your goodness, you can't see the goodness in the divine. You can't see the goodness within the you can't see the goodness of the divine within you. You are not separate from the divine. That energy flows through you, okay? That is your home space, your natural soul signature space. That is where you come from, okay? The you that is beyond physical form, okay? That is the you that likes the stars up at night. That is the you that allows the sun to warm the planet, okay? That is you that causes the wind to breathe change and flow and provide a cool or warm atmosphere when you need it. It is the you that allows the waters to cleanse and clear. It is the you that allows the rivers to flow, right? That carries the sea creatures, okay? That is all of you. It is the land, okay, that provides safety. That is all of you. It is no separate from you, okay? I really need for you all to understand that about yourselves. And so you don't know how good you are. I'm gonna start crying because I understand what that's like not to know the I am. I understand being in a space to where I was ostracized because I saw the world differently, or I felt things differently. I felt things so personal to me, and I understand that. And when you understand that, you feel what the divine feel because you're not separate from it. You're able to understand why you pick up the energies that you pick up. You're able to understand why you feel the deep pain, the deep sorrows, the deep whys, and the deep why me, and the deep grief that you feel in your heart space. You're able to understand that because that's everything the divine feels, right? Because you're not separate from the divine, because you are one with the divine, right? You feel what it feels, right? And I want you to understand, just as much as you feel the pain, the sadness, the hurt, you feel the joy, you feel the peace, you feel the love, you feel the laughter, you feel the goodness also, okay? But the thing is, when you begin to personalize, thank you, when you begin to personalize your experiences as, this is happening to me. Why is my life so hard? Why is my life this way? Why is my life that way? Then it begins to be hard because you are holding on to things that you were never meant to hold on. You are being that, what is that archetype, Atlas? It has another name also depending on its time frame, right? But I think the Greek, or I don't know which time frame this was, but he was called Atlas, and he would carry a boulder like the weight of the world on his shoulders. And that is not what you are here to do. You are here to witness. You are here to observe. You are here to bring heaven on earth. You are the bridge, right? And so when you can understand that, and when you can comprehend that aspect of you, you're able to flow with the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs of life. You're able to see the light in the darkness. You're able to be the light in the darkness. You're able to see the darkness, right? The yin and yang in all of the light. And you know how that symbol is, right? It is the yin and the yang. It's the symbol of duality, right? You're able to hold it all, experience it all, right? But not attaching to it, right? And so that's what I mean by when I say to ground yourself in your truth, ground yourself in your knowing. You ground yourself, you repeat that to yourself over and over again. And I tell so many people I advise to root yourself in your truth. Anytime you read religious or spiritual texts, understand they are talking about you, what resides inside of you, right? Those are archetypes also, right? And that is talking about your divine self, right? And so when you read the gospel, when you read the Nag Hammadis, when you read the Hermetica, when you read the Emerald Tablets, when you read all of these other religious or spiritual books, they are referring to you when they say God, when they say goddess, when they say priest or high priestess or king or queen. That is you, okay? Your natural state, your natural you, okay? And it's important that you understand that, okay? And so that's what I mean when I say to ground yourself in your truth. And so while you're on this journey, you are here to separate things, ideas, ideologies, constructs, concepts that keep you from knowing your truth, okay? So you are on a journey of uncovering your truth, okay? You are on a journey, it's showing me like swimming through the murkiness, okay? Until you are able to reach the brighter side of the sea, okay? Until you are able to open your eyes up underwater and see the natural truth of what you are, okay? And so that's what, shadow work is about, right? Removing the layers from you, right? And sometimes they can seem heavy because they are ancestral, okay? They are collective, okay? And you are here to remove that from you, okay? They are people's projections. They are family, lifestyle, communal, all of those things, right? But it's not you, okay? You have to separate that from you, okay? And so that's what I mean when I say to ground yourself in your truth, okay? And once you ground yourself in your truth, whatever energy that you are experiencing, you will sit with that energy and you will become the watcher of the energy. You will observe the energy, okay? You will allow that energy to move through you and tell you what it has to say. You will allow that energy to express itself, right? You will allow that energy to speak its worries, its fears, its woes, its doubts, right? You will allow that energy to do that, because when you are doing that, you are creating space for that energy to return home, okay? To return into yourself, to dissolve it into love, because that energy does not know that it has someone, or it does not know, show me again, Spirit. That energy does not know it has a savior. Those are, the energy is like the wounded versions of you. Could be past lifetimes, ancestral, collective, that ask for some type of assistance from the divine, and because they looked outside of themselves, their prayers were never answered, okay? And they are coming to you right now because they know what you are, right? The energy know what you are. The energy sees your light, and it knows that you can handle it. It knows that you can, I'm here, like, take me to the king. It knows that, right? And so you will sit with that energy, right? And you will allow it to be there, and you will allow it to express itself to you. You will have to write it down, right? You will write it down, okay? And you breathe through the energy. You breathe through all of the insecurities, the obstacles, the fears, the guilt, the shame, the regret, the loss, the lack, the sadness, right? You breathe through that energy. And you continue to breathe through it. Sometimes I like to add a bit of ultraviolet light to my heart space to transcend the energy. And sometimes, depending on how heavy it is, I would do like a butterfly pat. And when you're doing this, you are regulating your nervous system, okay? And so I'll sit and with the energy, and I'll just do this to myself. And I'll just continue to breathe through the energy, all the while watching in your imagination space, okay? Creating the ultraviolet light in your heart space, okay? Because what you need to understand, your 0 point is your heart space. Your 0 point is the space of neutrality. There's your heart space, okay, is the space of neutrality. Your heart space, your higher heart chakra, some would say, some would call it the sacred heart, okay? It is the heart that you see the Christ has. It is the heart that is on fire, right? It is that energy that is dissolving whatever energy you are taking to the Most High, okay, on behalf of your wounded self, okay? Because you have to step into the power to where you are your higher self when you are doing this, right? And so you are your higher you, right? That is anytime you sit in a position of spiritual practice. That is anytime you sit in a position of prayer, okay? That is you, okay? That is you as your higher self, right? And so when you have these energies that are coming to you, those are the wounded versions of you, the versions of you that doesn't know, okay? And so you are working on behalf of that of that higher that lower version of you. I hope this is making sense. Like, that lower version of you is coming to you with problems, and you are setting the attention with the Most High, right, to dissolve the energy, to get answers for that energy, to assist the energy, okay, so that it can be in a state of rest, okay, a state of ease, a state of calm, right? It's like, and then if you want to look at it scientifically, that is your nervous system asking you to regulate it, okay? If you want to look at it in that way, as a scientific way, that is your nervous system asking you to regulate it, okay? And so when you are sitting there with the energy, dissolving it, you know, patting it, okay, sometimes you may have to sit with it for a little while. You will feel it because it'll dissolve slowly, and then it'll become lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter, and then it'll go away. And then all of a sudden, you'll be faced with an overwhelming sense of ease, an overwhelming sense of calm, an overwhelming sense of joy, okay? That is how you know your prayers have been answered. Whatever worries and woes and fears that you put in that space will begin to dissolve. You'll often find that it'll just dissolve on its own, or you won't have no more worries about it, okay? Things will often just work out for you, and you have no idea why, okay? And so a lot of times when you are, people know that you are this way, okay? People know that you have that light about you. I oftentimes, I would do that for family members, for friends, okay? I would take their woes within me, I would take it to the Most High to get answers for them, to get solutions and things like that. But I'm learning people can take advantage of you in that way, and they will only have you around because you have some type of benefit for them, right? You will oftentimes, you will find that them people will have a lot of blessings and things like that will happen for them, and then sometimes they wouldn't even like believe that you were the one that done it. And you know, I don't know how to say that, spirit. I'm drinking some iced tea. And so because the Most High answers your prayers. The Most High, I'm trying to tell y'all how blessed you are. But if you're not aware of your gifts, okay, this is the gift of prayer, okay? This is the gift of just the gift of prayer, okay? And so sometimes you're not aware that you have this gift, okay? 2002, I became aware of this gift, I want to say when I was 19. I wanted to move where I was living at. I was living like in a real rough area of Chicago, the low end. They called it Terror Town, I think. Yeah, I don't know. But I was living over there, and there was a lot of things happening over there, and I knew that I was not safe. And I was often like catching a bus because I get off work at night, or sometimes, you know, I just was by myself. And I lived there with my sisters and things like that. And so one of my sisters had moved on the east side of Chicago, right by the water. And I felt that that's where I needed to be. I've always had a close connection with the divine. You may find that when you look back on your past, that you've always had that connection, right? That you always just found yourself in some miraculous outs, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, you may have found that, okay? That things just will start to unfold for you suddenly, right? And so you may have never understood why. And so one day I had just quit my job. Me and the manager got into it about some stuff. I had worked like a 12-hour shift. I covered one for someone. I was assistant manager there. I covered once for someone, and he tried to front on me because I did an amazing job. And the owner of the store was there. And everybody was like bragging about how I did a good job. And then the manager, he had stepped out for like half of the day to where I was just running the store by myself. And so the manager was just like, the owner was like, man, like who took care of the store? And so, you know, everybody was like, oh, she did it. And so then the manager tried to front me off. I don't know, like, I dealt with that my whole life, but it's okay. And so we got into it, and I left up out of there, and I just like, I'm never coming back here. And I was on the bus, and I was crying, and I was just like, you know, asking God, like, what is happening? Like, I don't understand what this is about. I don't two on my timer. I didn't understand what was happening. And so as I get off the bus, I was going over to my sister's house because me and another one of my sisters, it was Friday anyway. And so we always would go to the lake, get us a beer, and we'd go to the lake and sit there at the lake and drink beer and laugh. And so it was getting ready to rain. I didn't have anything with me. And I remember getting off the bus because I got off the bus stop at the wrong place because I was thinking, like, I don't know, my head wasn't on I wasn't grounded, okay? And I was just crying, and I was walking. I was like, please, God, don't let it rain on me. And I was like, I don't know what's happening. I just started saying, like, I'm living in this place, and I'm not safe. You know, I don't have this, I don't have that. And I was just, like, crying, just asking why. And I never understood, like, I didn't know that that's what I was doing. And so when I say a month later, I was guided to go to the Chicago Board of Option Exchange. One of my older sisters had worked there, and I asked her, I said, can you sign me on the trading floor? And she said, yeah, I can sign you on there. And so she had her friend sign me, his name was Jory, sign me on the trading floor. And then I went to the trading floor, and I got so many job offers, and I got hired, okay? And I was 19, and I was making like $45,000 a year. And I learned how to trade stock. That's when I was first introduced into my intuition. I had no idea, okay? And when I say, when you accept that your life is not your own anymore, when you accept that the Most High has plans for you, okay, when you can come to a space of understanding, when things start to go crazy or strange or weird in your life, just understand that tower moments, those are sacred tower moments that is happening so that you can be put on a different path, okay? And so when you can understand that, you're able to flow with flow with, okay? And so you will have to ask the Most High, like, please, my favorite words is, give me the awareness to bear this, okay? Because it can be heavy for us, especially when we forget how connected we are to the Most High. When we forget that that is our Father, our literal mother and father, okay? When we forget that, it can be hectic. And so because we are star children, we are golden children, we are the best actors, okay? Let me tell you, actors, I mean like characters, okay? We are here to take on the version. Oh, thank you, Spirit. Wow. We are here, okay? Okay, so you understand the character, okay? So Shakespeare said, the world is a stage and filled with characters and actors, okay? And so we are here to be the highest version of ourselves, right? We are here to act that out in this physical realm, right? We are here to be that, okay? And when you can understand that, that's why you take the world so personal, because you just take it on. You have that natural mechanism within you that you take on the world so personally, okay? Because when you flip it, right, to the opposite polarity, right, to the divine self, right, to the divinity, you are here to be that in the extreme, okay? Just like you're here experiencing your life, your lower stages of you in the extreme, it's the same with your divinity. You are here to fully embody your divinity. That's what I mean by extreme. You are here to fully embody your divinity, okay? I hope this is making sense for you. I hope this is not flying over your head. If it is, okay, give it some time. It will activate something within you. I often tell you, my words are not for offense. My words are for awakening. And so they may be seeming like parables to your mind self, okay? But it is activating the soul self, okay? And so that is what Spirit wanted to come through with that energy, to let you all know that you have the gift of prayer, okay? Okay, write it down. You know how you can regulate your nervous system to get that energy from you. You can dance, you can tap, okay? You can write, you can draw, okay? And you understand this. When you write about that energy, when you make a poem about that energy, you are creating something beautiful with that energy, okay? And so that's what you all need to understand about that. Like, that is your gift, okay? To turn the darkness into light. That is your gift. And however way you are most creative in, okay? That is your gift. That is the gift of prayer. I hope this is making sense for you, okay? And I hope you're able to, when you discover this gift within you, okay, when you discover this blessing within you, because you are a blessing to others and you may not know, you are a blessing to, I'm telling you, people could have often just came around you because you felt good, your energy felt good, you felt at ease. People could have always come to you with their problems, okay? And, you know, we personalize things because we don't want to see our friends and our family suffering, right? And so we often can personalize them because we know what it's like to suffer, right? We have a deep-seated sense of empathy for people. We have a deep-seated, like a natural-rooted space of empathy for others, okay? That's just what it is. And that's because the Most High has that for you, okay? And so I talked about understanding that your life is not your own, because it's not, because you're here for a mission. You are here to create in the name of the Most High. I want you all to really take some time and sit with that. And the more you sit with that, the more you can wipe away the no's and the doors that was closed in your life. The more you can sit with that and have that realization to understand that when them doors are, and this is what I understood about me, when doors are closing for me, doors, like, things will start to go all kinds of wrong, just like this place here. It's a nice place, but the I'm not complaining, but the landlord, I mean the building people, the management or whatever, that whole system up there, they are underhanded. They have a lot of like falsities going on, underhandedness going on. They don't operate in integrity, right? And so some things was happening to me, like when I told them that I didn't have my car anymore, they was like, oh, well, you still have to pay for it because you signed a lease for that. And I said, well, I didn't sign a lease. Like, I was so confused. I didn't know what she was talking about, the lease. And so she just was like, well, you still have to pay until you move out. And so I had been paying the extra $30 a month for a space that I'm not even occupying. And so they finally took that off my thing, and I saw my water bill hike up $30 extra. So instead of paying $30 a month for water, I began to pay $65 a month for water. And so it's funny because people are off very slick, okay? And so now my lease is going to be up in November, and so they're trying to make me stay in this place, bind me to a lease, right? And so they're like, okay, you need to give us 30 days notice, 60 days notice if you're gonna move, okay? I get that. And so they're like, not only that, the rent is going to go up to like $1,900 a month. And so I was like, well, you gave me this apartment because the original apartment I was going to move in, you say something went wrong with it, right? And so you put me into a more expensive apartment and allow me to pay the regular rent from the original apartment I had. And so now you put me in this apartment, you trying to make me stay in this apartment. And so they're trying to like bind me here. And so when you begin to see things like that, just understand that the Most High is removing you, like it is exposing things to you, and that is why you are going to be removed, okay? When doors close, doors really close, but we can see them as problems, we can see them as fears, we can see them as woes, we can see them as, oh my God, what is happening, what is happening? Like, we can see it as that way because we are personalizing it, right? And so we can often get into worry and things like that. And I'm on a fixed income, and so I'm just like, I'm not gonna pay y'all $1,900 a month. Like, if that's the case, it's not worth $1,900 a month plus fees. And so it's funny how, you know, but as I stated before, when you are like, things will suddenly begin to just dissipate from you, okay? That's what happens. And so it may seem like a shakeup, right? But it's not a shakeup. It is the Most High revealing things to you. It is revealing the underhandedness. 3303, it is revealing the underhandedness of structures, of companies, of people. You may oftentimes find that people are like showing their ass on you. People are trading on you. And you're like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Like, I thought we was cool. I thought we was this. It's like that, okay? And so I want to get some energy, okay? But just understand, you have the gift of prayer, and anytime that you are having those fears, those woes, that is the version of you, okay, that is asking for assistance, okay? That is that woundedness that is asking for assistance, okay? We have patience and action here, okay? That's kind of like two contradicting energies, 16 and 17, but I feel like that's regarding your next step, okay? Fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael, some healing that is happening here, okay? And so this could be with whatever situation you are experiencing right now, okay? There is some healing happening. So be patient with the healing, okay? Allow this this healing to happen, and you will understand or know when to take aligned action, okay? This can even be with the romance, with a partner, okay? There is some healing happening with both of you, okay? We have the angel of strength here. and the door to romance. This can even be with yourself, your higher self. Like this 33 is here. This can be with coming to a balance with your divine masculine. And this could be in a relationship, okay? But there is healing happening. So have patience with yourself at this time. Okay, we have the 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael. That's the heart chakra. So there is definitely some healing happening. Root, your stability, your love, okay? Archangel Michael here. And then we have the sun. And then we have adjacent possibilities. I was going to say, like, when one door closes, another one will open. You feel me? Like, this is what I was telling y'all about y'all prayers, okay? Like, your prayers answered. Look at that. We're talking about the yin and the yang. You're being able to see things, okay? You're blossoming abundance, okay? You see how the light, the sun is shining in the dark, right? And then you have the sun, but you still have these emotional burdens and wounds, right? But you being the sun, right, to this energy. Remember what I was talking about, right? You being the sun to that energy, okay? Deceit is being revealed to you, okay? I cannot make this up. This the deceit is being revealed to you, okay? The goddess of the moon, okay? The goddess of the moon is with you right now. She is revealing things to you about something that is deceitful. That's why I mentioned that. But I'm not worried about my place because I already like lined up some other things. I don't know, but I don't know what that is. But some deceit, I'm gonna say demons, some demons is being revealed to you, okay? So pay attention to your surroundings, okay? Because tower moments are happening, I'm hearing. Shit is hitting the fan, okay? And, you know, things are starting to crumble. For the ones that feel like they got a one-up over you, let me tell you, the Most High knows and sees all, okay? And because you are a part of it, things is not going to just, Most High's not going to let anything just happen to you. I want you all to understand how protected you are. That's why those angels was coming through. And I put that message up about the angels, because ain't no anything gonna happen to you. I want you all to know how protected and how blessed you are. I really want you all to know that, okay? Archangel Michael is here. Raphael is here. Let's get some Angel of Abundance, Oracle cards. Let's some more on this energy, Spirit. What does the collective have to look forward to, Spirit? Like you're not trying to see. Organize for success. Look, organize yourself for success, okay? Because this is happening, okay? Whatever success this is for you, because the way you pray, okay? The way you pray, you might as well start packing your boxes, your bags. You might as well just start, because it's happening. Do not let do not let the word organize intimidate you, as it is simply a way for you to ensure clarity of purpose. Organization helps your thoughts, your reports, your living and workspace, and your finances will help you know and plan your next action and steps, okay? Declutter your surroundings, okay? If you are wanting to move or looking for a new space, wow, just understand that is happening. If you are like tight with money, just understand that is happening, okay? Wow, I have a windfall of abundance here. Christmas in September. Like, you all are not trying to see this, because I'm going around. Like, you could be going around in circles with this energy. Oh, I cannot make this up. Thank you, Spirit. Organize for success. Okay, we already know that. Back at 1. Okay. Donations, tithing, and charitable works. I'm going to talk to you all about this in a minute, probably at the last. Windfall of abundance. And an increase in abundance is arriving in many different forms. Some of them unexpected, right? Be open to receiving and know that this abundance comes to you to support your life purpose, health, and charitable works. We have clearing debts. Wow. Your self-care improves, removing the heavy burdens of financial and emotional debris from your life. You already feel lighter and freer just by facing this topic and making a plan to clear present obstacles and avoid future ones as well. So debts are being cleared from you right now. Obstacles and blocks are lifted. I cannot make this shit up, okay? Because it's exactly what I was talking about. Come on now. All your good personal work and your positive energy shifts have overcome previous obstacles, okay, and blocks are lifted away. You will now experience progress and forward movement with your project. Stay centered in gratitude and ensure that your flow of abundance continues. I cannot make this shit up, because this is exactly what I was feeling this morning when I was sitting with the energy. Because like I said, I'm not worried about me because I'm always good, and so I understand how things flow. And so I just wanted to, I said, come on here for you. Look, you are being called to do some shit. Y'all gotta excuse my language, okay? You guys know I dropped some words. And let me remind you, I am not a Christian, I am not spiritual, or I'm religious. I am a child of the Most High. I'm the son of God, okay? What resides inside of me, okay? So I don't consent to any of these ideologies, people's perceptions, projections about me. No, we ain't doing that, okay? Because there is no me. There is no you, okay? There is only the Most High, okay? Understand that. And you are that, and that is you, okay? There is no personalities. There is no hurt. There is no, understand that, okay? You are being called, okay? This is regarding your safety. The Most High is going to prove to you that you are safe. Archangel Michael is going to prove to you that he is right beside you, okay? Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up, okay? So you could be learning how to work with your, wow, the golden children. I knew this was coming because this is what you are, okay? Look at all of you. This energy, because this is your truth, okay? It's time for you to step into your power, okay? So you may, this is another power that you probably not aware of, okay? But you will, if you find this reading, then you will have this power. 4242, okay? Inner child tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. Everybody don't have these type of gifts, okay? Everybody can't go to the Most High and ask him for a damn thing. I mean, you have to have some type of pride and gratitude in that, okay? Activated earth, power places, ley line, trust where you are led. This is exactly what I was saying. Trust what you are led. Your star ancestors are here. The 7 sisters, you could be from Pleiadian. They are here because it's spaces that you need to be in, right? It's things, baby steps, action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense, right? It's spaces that you need to be in. It's spaces that need you there. Remember when I was talking about me with the border option exchange, I had no idea that I was there to learn how to trade, but trade spiritually, okay? When these deep ancestors, my primordial ancestors, the evil ancestors like the market days, I had no idea that's the reason I worked at a Chicago Border Option Exchange. For me to listen to my intuition, trust my intuition. These brokers will often be like, hey, T, come here. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And I'll be like, I don't know. They was like, yes, you do. Feel into it. You know, like 4404. They would say, you know, feel into it. Like, you know, like, yes, you do. And then I'll tell them, and I will be right. And I will be like, wow. And then all of a sudden I'm getting promoted. And then I'm getting promoted. Okay, the 5 of Cups, I feel like you walking away. Man, this is going to allow you to walk away from past, you know, from looking at this shit, okay? Because that's what I said. This is going to help you see things differently. This is going to help you release 4434, release a lot of things from you, okay? This could another look magician manifesting. Okay, 44 1 1444 444. You could be seeing those numbers. Okay, this like I said, answer prayers. Okay, you have everything that you need. You have your voice, you have your emotions, you have the energy, you have the earth, the groundedness, right? That's how you do that. Okay. Whew. The pentacle, the cup, the sword of truth, and the emotion that you put behind it, okay, and the spirit, okay, the fire, the energy, right? And so that is what you are. I want you all to understand that you house all of that energy, okay? Knight of Wands, taking action, powerful action, moving into the right direction. Look, the Lovers, with your higher self. This can be with a person also, okay? Look, the Nine of Cups, but I don't feel like this a person because we have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups represents single, okay, but single happy. Okay, this is what the Nine of Cups represent. Okay, and this could be your higher self. You listening to your higher self. You listening to the wisdom of the divine feminine, which is allowing your divine masculine to take aligned action, right? Moving forwardly, right? Moving steadily. Wands is like steady movement, right? Wands is forward movement, right? The Knight is strong valor, right, in its movement, right? You know, the Pentacles is a little slow, but the Wands and you know the Swords is fast, right? Page of Swords is fast, but I'm sorry, the Knight of Swords is fast, but this Knight of Wands, this is steady forward movement at a steady, comfortable space for you, okay, pace for you, with the Nine of Cups. Look, you in that space of laying down your burdens, just prayer. This represents prayer. Look at them prayer hands. You can have a prayer hand tattoo on you. Okay, this is judgment. Okay, judgment against this shit that had you in this space, right? Because it's bullshit. I keep saying shit because spirit is showing me like it smell like bullshit. Like it's just bullshit. Okay, you being able to see things from a different perspective. You're not bound. You're not confused, okay? The Knight of Pentacles represents tangible money, tangible things coming in, right? Even though it's coming in slow, it's coming, right? You're going to, like, good news is coming for you, right? The Knight of Pentacles, I'm sorry, the Seven of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles, right? And I did see the Eight of Pentacles here. Look, bringing towers to this energy, okay? Bringing towers to this energy because things are coming to the light. You know, the High Priestess is like secrets. Sometimes she could represent like the Moon Goddess, right? This is the High Priestess, right? Like things that you don't see happening. She just is here with me because my nose itching. I'm so sorry. They're like right here in my face, like things that. Oh, I'm sorry. Things that you can see. Things that you couldn't see, okay, but your inner you see it and it's coming to this the new moon, okay, yeah. Heard that loud and clear. Oh, the new moon, you being able to see, okay, a way out. And then we have the World, okay, you taking that leap of faith, okay. The Queen of Cups, you could be an air sign, I mean water sign, don't have to be, you could be an air sign, okay. Man, look at the Hierophant, you being able to move with accordance to the Most High, when the Most High wants you to move, when the Most High needs you to move, okay. Ooh, what is that? The Chariot, I don't know, what is that angel with the wheel that Enoch spoke about? Every time the wheel move, the eye move with it, like it's giving that energy, okay. And so I hope this was able to help you all. I hope it didn't sound too confusing. I hope I was able to deliver this to where you can understand who and what you are, okay. I didn't want to be in here too long because I'm watching the game. But I did want to put this up for you because I'm gonna relax today at a Hierophant. I wanted to do my due diligence, you know, with the Most High. And so, as I stated before, I love you all so much. Continue to ground yourself in your knowing and who and what you are, okay? Continue to prepare for deservingness. You are a beloved child of God like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. That's what I was saying. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, I always come on here and feed that into y'all. Trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you truly are. It don't matter what nobody else fucking thinks. As I stated before, I do want to speak about like charity, because they just came back and reminded me. So how I do charitable works, okay? Anytime people ask me for something, money, favors, or anything like that, that's charitable work for me. I offer that as tithings, okay? When I order things from off DoorDash, groceries, I live on the 3rd floor, okay? I take that into consideration. Oftentimes, I will tip more than needed, 50-50. Ooh, that's that 6 of Pentacles energy. I would tip more than ask. I often will put myself in their position, okay? Because if I order a lot of groceries and a whole bunch of cases of water, I live on the 3rd floor, so I would double tip, okay? Archangel Metatron. And I was just talking about the book of Enoch. You know, Enoch was the only angel that was, well, him and Sandalphon was the only 2 angels that were ever human, okay? Sandalphon got his heart broken, and oh, he was such a lovely, lovely man. And Enoch was the scribe, and he became Archangel Metatron. The Most High just took him. He never experienced death, okay? Oh, and so Archangel Metatron is definitely here. Thank you for being here. And so you all could be writers, okay? But that is something that I do as far as like charitable works, okay? Every time I go out, I often like double tip. I don't know. It's just, I don't do it for just because I know I got a blessing coming in, right? I do it because I put myself in a position of the waiters, okay, of the waitresses. I would oftentimes like put myself in their shoes and say, okay, if I was working here, you know, and if I was working off tips, you know, I would need this, right? I would need a little bit more, right? Some waiters don't work off tips, but some of them do, right? It adds to them, right? And so I will often do that. I will put myself in a position. And so anytime I give something away, I put myself in a position first. How would I feel if I was asking for something and no one was able to help me? I experienced that a lot. And so I often give from that space because I experienced a lot of no's, but not knowing that those no's didn't mean no. It meant that God, the Most High, the Divine, whatever you call that energy, was saying you ain't going over there. You ain't fucking with them people. Like, that's, you know, the Most High be like, no, I got something else for you, right? And so when you can come from charitable works and tithing in that particular way, this can even be cleaning up outside. I remember when I used to smoke cigarettes, I would go to the lake and just sit up at the beach and stuff, and I would get out the car and cigarettes be on the ground everywhere. They were so prominent to me. And I just started feeling a way. I was like, oh my God, I contribute to this. Even though I've never smoked a cigarette in that particular place before, I just felt so, my heart felt like, oh my God, like look what they doing to the earth, especially with these cigarettes. I saw like an energetic blueprint. I don't know that I was leaving and the people like me who smoke was leaving. And like, this was like 4 years ago. I haven't littered since. I will often like keep like garbage bags in my car, to where I would just go and just clean up the lake, clean up the beach. And that was my way of giving back to Mother Nature, right? Seeing how filthy it was. Oh, I don't know how to say that, but that's just me, okay? Oh my God. I don't have to resonate with everybody, but that's just me, okay? And so, namaste. I don't want to be here too long. I'm already past 54 minutes. So I love you all. I hope you were able to understand and gain knowledge from this. Take care, you all. Bye.